Hello, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on May 18, 2026. I hope everybody's doing okay. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for subscribing. And I want to talk a little bit about the entomological warfare. This is the use of insects, bugs, debugs. Entomological warfare is the use of insects as weapons in war, sabotage, or terrorism. The insects may be used to spread disease, destroy crops, infest food supplies, or weaken populations psychologically and economically. The term comes from entomology, which is the study of insects, and warfare, which is a military conflict or hostile operation. And I'm going to add that the use of insects is widely utilized in witchcraft and harassment of targeted individuals. Some historical examples in the ancient and medieval uses are throwing beehives at enemies, using diseased fleas or lice in sieges. And this is what they've done inside my cat's building. They have thrown ear mites inside that cat's building where my cat's ears have otherwise been especially clean. Driving swarms toward opposing armies. These were very primitive compared to the modern biological warfare concepts like ticks. In the 20th century programs, Unit 731, one of the most infamous examples was during World War II. Japan's Unit 731 reportedly bred plague-infested fleas, released insects over part of China, and experimented with biological agents on civilians and prisoners. These actions were considered war crimes. And in the United States, the Cold War research, the U.S. military researched insect vectors during the Cold War. They declassified some projects and explored that they were using mosquito dispersal methods, crop damaging insects, insect delivery systems for biological agents. Some of these were called Operation Big Buzz and Operation Drop Kick. These experimental research problems examine the feasibility and defense preparedness, right? And we know really well that in Lyme, Connecticut, they invented infesting Lyme disease amongst the population through ticks. And I was just listening to a video recently that Bill Gates has decided he was going to drop a whole bunch of diseased ticks all across the United States. And one farm videotaped a helicopter actually dropping a box, a rectangular shaped cardboard box, onto his land, and it was filled with ticks. This is a good reason to have guinea fowl. Guineas love ticks. Guineas will eat ticks all day long. So in agricultural entomological warfare, it involves attacks upon your agriculture, upon your land. It releases pests to destroy your crops. It targets the food supply. It damages livestock ecosystems. Imagine you've got a farm of cows grazing and they're dropping ticks, and your livestock is infected with ticks. So the potential targets are wheat, corn, cotton, and fruit orchards. This overlaps with the economic sabotage and agro-terrorism. So some of these concerns are bioterrorism, invasive species, genetically modified insects, and accidental ecological release. Yeah, right. Nothing is an accident, okay? There's also been public discussion about the genetically engineered mosquitoes for disease control, insects carrying modified bacteria, and biosecurity risks. These weaponized insects have been discussed repeatedly. Bill Gates is very open about it, about releasing mosquitoes, about releasing ticks. This is not a secret anymore. So some of these are very legitimate, documented historical programs that happened. And then what happens with these insect infestations is it causes skin irritations. Environmental events are later found to have ecological or medical explanations rather than the deliberate attacks. Because most of the time, people are not finding these insects on their property until much later. So, for instance, when a targeted person develops skin conditions, when they're completely covered 24/7, you know that something is being done deliberate to that person. So I just wanted to give you a little explanation here about the entomological research on insect warfare, and that insect warfare is being utilized on the population. It's being utilized on targeted individuals. It's being utilized also with satanic ritual abuse. I posted a video earlier today with the thumbnail was a spider. And these witches, they love their spiders, but they will place spiders in your house. They curse, they have rituals. So this is another form of warfare. It's insect warfare. They will infect your home with all kinds of insects. I've mentioned before that I'll go out and take care of my cats and come back and I've got literally a pile of ants in my kitchen sink that were not there before. Where do they come from? How do they get there? Oh, it must be that frogger on the property. They must carry around vials of insects so that they can go into a target's home for, another form of psychological abuse, being psychologically abusive, and just dump a bunch of ants in the kitchen sink or a spider in the bathroom sink. Please leave a comment down below if you are a targeted individual, if you're a targeted person, and you have experienced some insect warfare against you.